back to this fascinating. One of our viewers or listeners called about this, I think, day before yesterday, and said, "Have you seen this this review in the New York Times?" And I hadn't at the time, and it wasn't until this morning that I finally got the time to get around and read it. And it's astonishing. The title of it is "In Hitler: An Ascent from Dunderhead to Demagogue." Hitler, it's a new biography by a German biographer. It's been translated from German into English, and it's available now in the U.S. market. And again, this is from the book Review by Michiko Kakutani. And just a couple of other quotes from this review. Hitler increasingly presented himself. Oh, I shared that with you. Okay. Hitler's repertoire of topics, Mr. Ulrich notes, was limited. Okay, so we got a wall, and we got trade, and make America great, right? Hitler's repertoire of topics, Mr. Ulrich notes, was limited, and reading his speeches in retrospect, it seems, quote, "It seems amazing that he attracted larger and larger audiences with repeated mantra-like phrases consisting largely of accusations, vows of revenge, and promises for the future." End quote. But first, Hitler virtually wrote the modern playbook on demagoguery, arguing in Mein Kampf the propaganda must appeal to the emotions, not the reasoning powers of the crowd. It's, quote, "Its purely intellectual level," Hitler said, "will have to be that of the lowest mental common denominator among the public it is desired to reach. Because the understanding of the masses is feeble," Hitler went on, "effective propaganda needed to be boiled down to a few slogans that should be," and quoting Adolf Hitler now, "persistently repeated until the very last individual has come to grasp the idea that has been put forward." Early on, this is amazing. I mean, it's so much for Godwin's law, right? Early on, revulsion at Hitler's style and appearance, Mr. Ulrich writes, led some critics to underestimate the man and his popularity, while others dismissed him as a celebrity, a repellent but fascinating evening's entertainment. It's a quote from the book. Politicians, for their part, suffered from the delusion that the dominance of traditional conservatives in Hitler's cabinet would neutralize the threat of Nazi abuse of power and, quote, "fence Hitler in," end quote. Mr. Ulrich observes, now this is a quote from the book, this new biography of Adolf Hitler. "As far as Hitler's long-term wishes were concerned, his conservative coalition partners believed either that he was not serious or that they could exert a moderating influence on him. In any case, they were severely mistaken." Hitler needed only 5 months to consolidate absolute power after becoming chancellor. Let that sink in. Hitler had a dark Darwinian view of the world, this from the book Review, and he would not only become, in Mr. Ulrich's word, a mouthpiece of cultural pessimism growing in right-wing circles in the Weimar Republic, but also the avatar of what Thomas Mann identified as a turning away from reason and the fundamental principles of a civil society, turning away from liberty, equality, education, optimism, and belief in progress. Absolutely weird. Absolutely weird.